Welcome everybody to another gentle class. Today I thought we would do a restorative yin class because it really invites you to slow down, take your time and really connect with what's going on with you inside your body, inside your mind. The postures we tend to hold for a bit longer. It's not like the flow that we've been doing recently in gentle classes. So if there's any posture you don't feel comfortable with and you need to come out earlier, then obviously please do. When you do, make sure you do it very slowly. The longer you hold a posture, the more your body gets used to that position, so you can't come out quickly. Because your body won't like that, so it's always come out of a posture really gently, okay? I don't think the postures are particularly difficult. I think we've covered most of them in class, so I think you should be fine, but let me know how you get on with this anyway. This is a really good practice to do maybe later in the evening when you want to have a nice restful sleep. It's also quite a nice one to do reasonably early in the morning that slowly opens up the body. But certainly these postures allow for the body to start to really open up and start to heal itself from the inside out. So remember, do what you can, don't do anything that feels too uncomfortable, but try and go with it. If you're feeling any pains, or certainly any sharp pains, then clearly come out of that pose. But what you should feel is an initial, oh, that feels quite tight, and then as you go further into the posture, it should be nice, a much deeper experience. So see if you can try and surrender more with the posture. Okay, I've come a bit closer because most of the postures, in fact all the postures, will be seated or on a lower to ground positioning. Okay, so we're just going to start. I'm going to connect with the breath as always. Starting with your yoga practice. I also meant to say you might want to grab a cushion or blocks, anything that you have, particularly a cushion though. For some of the postures it might be quite nice to be able to lay down on a cushion just to increase the comfort level for you. So we're going to connect with the breath, to allow the shoulders to relax. And the belly to expand on the inhale. And just allow your body to release anything that no longer serves you on the exhale. You might want to set an intention for your practice today. If there's something bothering you or something in your mind, or there's maybe an area in your body you want to try and focus on healing today, you might want to set the intention for that. And as you work through the postures and still the mind, your mind and body are working on the solution for your intention. Okay. Just take a deep breath in. And as you do so, let's just raise the arms up to the ceiling, clasp the fingers together. Let's clasp the fingers together like so. And I want you just to reach up towards the ceiling. Shoulders down. Breathe deeply. Exhale the arms down to chest level. Arms are engaged. It's just a very slight warm up. Breathing deeply in here. Okay, exhale the arms back down. I'm just going to inhale them up one more time and we'll come into a warm-up twist. Breathing deeply. And 2, 3, 4, and 5. Come back to centre. Inhale again, the arms up. And warm up, twist the other side. Just bring some activation in the spine. Bring some warmth into the body. And 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring yourself back to centre. We'll just do a quick point and flex of toes just to get ankles and feet and toes ready. And circle. Close up on my feet there. Sure you don't want that. There'll not be much more of my feet to see today. Okay, alright, let's just do a little tiny core just to bring some warmth into the body, just in case you're not feeling that warm to start with. Okay, so we're going to come back on that sacrum. We're going to lift the legs into a 90-degree shape here. I'm just going to balance here. You can take your hands down if you wish. I'm holding that core nice and strong. Keep it steady. Breathing. You can feel strength here in the quads and the hip flexors, as well as the core, the tummy. Okay, keep it going for another 2. If you can, you're doing really well. 3, 4, well done, relax. Now you should hopefully get a little bit of heat going. So come forward, and I just want you to come up into pretty much the only standing posture we're doing today. Now, I want you to take a bend into the knees because I appreciate that hamstrings might be quite tight, and I just want you to just let your body hang. So your legs are bent, just grab the elbows and just nestle your tummy down onto the thighs. Let the head hang. And just breathe. I'm going to hold this posture for about 3 minutes or so. So just get yourself into a rhythm of breathing and just allow the neck to lengthen. And slowly keep that nice and steady. Now if your hamstrings really are amazing, you can do this with straight legs. It's entirely up to you. But if it's a first posture, bringing a slight bend into your legs until they warm up a little bit is key, and then you can perhaps the last minute try and straighten them. Otherwise, just hang and breathe. It's not often we give ourselves the opportunity just to slow right down and breathe and be conscious of our breathing. hormones. Just holding yourself. So just notice the sensations in the backs of the legs. Your hamstrings may start to feel a little bit fatigued perhaps. Again, if you can try and just stick with it. You might want to bring a little straightening of the legs in here perhaps, which might just alleviate that. It might actually enhance it. See how you feel. And continue to breathe and hang. Just allow the blood rush to the head, oxygenating all the brain cells. Now you might very well start to feel pins and needles in the feet and sort of energy, prana running up and down the legs. Stick with it if you can. Of course, if you feel any real discomfort, you must come out slowly. And just see if you can surrender to the next level of feeling. Just a little while longer, a few more breaths. Breathing just a little bit longer. Okay, just breathing for 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, now we're just going to take the hands down. We're going to bend the knees, okay? Bend the knees and slowly come down. Now, we're going to come on to a kneeling position, but we're going to keep our feet up. So we're on the balls of the feet. Now this is where you might want to grab your pillow if you wish. And you can obviously put it here. Alright, so you can sit on your pillow if you wish. If you're quite comfortable seated on your heels, that's absolutely fine. Just try and breathe in here. Now I'll not stay here for too long because I appreciate the balls of the feet can be a little bit uncomfortable. But this is extremely good for your foot health, and it brings energy into the sole of the foot. And all the ligaments around about the back of the heel and into the ankle as well. Let's take a few more deep breaths here. You don't have to put too much weight back on the heels. Just taking it easy. I appreciate this is quite uncomfortable for the balls of the feet and the toes. So we'll just spin another 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. Come forward and now just flatten those feet the opposite direction. Now again, you can come back and sit on your pillow if you like, or you can just have you're sitting straight on your heels. It's entirely up to you. And we're just going to sit in this extended position, in this kneeling position, and breathe with a nice straight back. You just want to bring your pelvis into neutral, shoulders down, place the hands on the thighs. You can close your eyes here if you wish, just to connect within yourself. Breathe. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Slowly open your eyes. Come forward. Just remove your pillow. And we're going to come into a deep restorative deer pose. So, if you bring your legs into a position like so, okay, so you kind of want to make your legs, if you can, almost 90 degrees with each leg here. Of course, if that is a little bit too uncomfortable for your hips, you can bring your legs in slightly less, so a little bit more pigeon alignment. If that feels a little bit more comfortable for your hips, it depends how much they're open. And we will be holding this for 2 to 3 minutes. So if you want to start off slightly further in and then extend a little bit further out as you get used to that posture, that's fine. Alright? Now again, you can grab your cushion if you wish as well, and you're going to place your cushion on this part of the thigh. So the left leg here, okay? So the right leg is out as deeply as you feel comfortable, okay? Now we're just going to take a nice deep breath in here, and as we exhale, we're just going to come down onto our cushions and take the chin down, and we're just going to rest and breathe. It's not quite as bad when you're further down than it is when you're sitting up. So you might want to readjust your legs just to suit if you want a slightly deeper stretch. And then I want you to try and breathe really deeply. Inhale, try and see if you can make your exhale just a little bit length longer than your inhale. Just staying here, activating your parasympathetic system, allowing you to rest and digest, restorative. Breathe. Be aware of any sensations in your body, any fluctuations in heat. You might feel hot or you might feel cold. Just waves of sensations. And the deeper you go, you can sometimes release pent up or stuck emotion. So just be aware of what's coming up for you, what emotions are coming up for you, and the images that your mind is conjuring up as well from that emotional release. It might be something that you can revisit and let go of, with the particular situation not being quite so raw. Might be able to stand back and look at the bigger picture of that particular thing that happened, or incident or trauma, and see it from a different angle now. How can you release and let go of anything that was uncomfortable for you at the time and maybe still is? a time for surrender, it's a time for letting go and accepting. Just keep it for a few more breaths now. Okay, just taking a few breaths now. I'm going to be slowly coming out of this posture in a moment or two. And just slowly gather the next inhale, and then just slowly move your body up from the position, moving the cushion, and very gently bringing that right leg up and on. Okay, so you can bring your feet together or just to hip width apart, and you can just rock them from side to side and just loosening off. Brings back all the synovial fluid back into the joints. Just taking your time. Okay. Right, we're going to come into another restorative pose, which is log pose. It's quite tricky, although it looks very easy. So I want you again to bring the right leg in front. So it looks like you're about to bring a 90-degree shape, but you're actually not. It's probably more 45 degree, but you want the shin of that right leg to be in front and in alignment. Okay, and then you want to gently bring your other foot on top. Okay, and you want to try and sit up with a nice straight back, and you're just going to just steady yourself in this position. Okay, if you really struggle with this, you can always come into Siddhasana if you wish. And just allow your hips to stay open in Siddhasana. And again, just take some deep breaths and just notice what comes up for you. Let's just take 3 more deep breaths. And 3. So what you might find is you'll feel this in your lower right hand side of the back, because actually to hold yourself upright is quite tricky. But the more you develop your core muscles and your back gets stronger, you can find yourself able to hold that position for quite a long period of time without any niggles coming. And that is the key for yoga. Okay, so we're going to bring the left leg down, and again, just bring the legs out in front. And just allow your legs just to swivel from side to side. Okay, now we're going to gently move into the other side. So we're going to come into that deer position again. And again, just trying to get slightly 90-degree shapes. That's the idea anyway. Obviously don't worry too much if it's not quite that. So as you can see, it's quite an uncomfortable position to sit in when you're upright here. But when you bring your cushion here in front, turning your body around to face that right leg there and coming down on the exhale, it's a little bit more comfortable, I think you'll find. And you can hold that position. And again, it's just a question of slowly allowing yourself to surrender and just observing what comes up in your mind and your body. And breathing. Just a few more breaths. And breathing for 2, 3, 4, and 5. So gather your inhale, slowly push up with the hands, taking it nice and easy. Take the pillows just slightly off there. Just bring the legs round slowly. And just allow them to just shake from side to side. And then we're going to slowly come into log pose the other way. So we're going to bring the left leg now in front. And then we're going to just place the right leg on the top where it feels comfortable. Now don't worry if your knee's up here, it doesn't matter. This is a very difficult pose. As you can see, I'm not that wonderful at it either. It is a very intense posture for your hips, so just take it really easy. And if you need to come out, or again, if you need to go into Siddhasana the other way, and just hold that position, so because you're practicing perhaps on getting the strength in your core and your back, then that's fine as well. Again, just slowing the breath down. So it was a wet day this morning, raining, cloudy, a bit colder, but I still went for my morning swim in the North Sea. And it was amazing. It was flat, calm, and the tide was in, so it was deep. But it was just so still, and I really felt connected to Mother Earth as I was swimming. And you know, the sun was desperately trying to peek through the clouds, but clouds were just there. But I knew I could feel the warmth, even though it was cold. I could feel the warmth. And really the most amazing experience, just swimming, you know, gently in this cold but invigorating water. Really recommend wild swimming. It's an amazing for your mental health. It's amazing for menopausal symptoms, I hear, as well. So that's always a good thing. Certainly sorts the hot flushes out for sure, but yeah, you just feel invigorated. Highly recommend it. For any of those local to me who want to come with me any day, just message me and I'll arrange for us all to go and have a swim if you want to try it. Okay, take a nice deep breath. You're going to slowly come out of this posture in just a few moments, if you haven't done so already, of course. Okay, so next inhale, let's just help our leg up and down and slowly bring them up together, bring them out in front. And just bring some flexion to the feet. So the toes are pointing up. Another good opportunity to bring your cushion back up onto the thighs. We're going to just take a nice deep breath in. I'm just going to come forward. I'm going to just lean on the cushion, take the chin down if you can, or you can of course just support yourself with your hands if your hamstrings are a little bit tight. Take a deep breath in and again, just let it all go. So we're concentrating in this posture really on the lower back now and the hamstrings. Just find the stillness in the posture and the presence, just your own presence, own feeling of sense of being. And just have a marvel at how wonderful you are, how wonderfully made you are. And how we are all beautiful souls, swimming in the sea of life. But all one, all part of the ocean, the one ocean. Okay, so I'll take a few more deep breaths here in forward fold. And then we're just going to slowly come back up again. Take a deep breath in here and slowly come back up. Okay, so I'm just going to take the pillow away for a little bit. Just sit here, take a few deep breaths. Okay, so now I'd like to come into Sphinx. Okay. So bring yourself round and come forward. Oh yes, now you're going to need this, aren't you? So, right, so just allow yourself to try and relax into Sphinx. I know the lower back might be going, oh, that feels a little bit tight. So remember, if you're just rolling those legs slightly in, this is enough to engage the glutes. If you want to engage the glutes a little bit to begin with, to support the back, that's okay. But just try and surrender with deep breaths. Just be aware as you breathe in how your tummy expands into the floor. And as you exhale, how the lower back responds. As the lungs expand, they take the body up and therefore the pressure of the back, and as you exhale you can feel the weight shifting back onto the back. Just be aware of how the sensations feel in the body. And again, we're going to try and hold this for another couple of minutes. Remember, if you really struggle with this, you can go back to child's pose when you need to. But we are going to do crocodile pose, which is just lying down in our tummies for a minute after this in any case, so that will relieve the back. So just go with this, just notice the sensations. And now, just to have a different sensation on your back, if you move your legs slightly, a few inches out to the side, okay? And just again, stay in this crocodile pose. It's just a slightly different back bend sensation with your legs, just that little bit further out from hip width. Just breathe. Just become aware of what your mind is focusing on now. It might just be the discomfort in your back, of course, it's all consuming. Or it might just be that you can see that the more you surrender and relax, the more your body will surrender and relax into the posture. Okay, now I'm going to take a deep breath in here, and then I'm just going to come down into crocodile pose. So just going to take your arms out in front like so, and we're just quite literally taking our head down onto the hands, not the arms, and you're just going to rest here. Again, take your mind back to the breath, trying to get some nice deep breaths, perhaps counting up for the count of 4 and out for the count of 6. And then just bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Slowly come back into extended child's pose and stay here for a few breaths. And then just slowly bring yourself up into the middle of your mat and bring your legs out wide like so. And then just grab your cushion in front. And we're just going to bring ourselves down slowly into this position. Just relax here. Just take your head down and relax. Just breathe slowly. If you feel you can get a little bit deeper, then just allow the body to gently start to come further down towards the floor. Just very gently. Listen to your body and breathe. Just notice the sensations of the abductors and the inside of the legs. And just how it feels in your lower back. Doing front forward folds with the legs apart feels very different, obviously, than together. Some people can find it easier like this, other people find it easier with the legs together. Just do what feels right for you. As you exhale, try and surrender more and more to the posture. Just a few more breaths. Now taking it easy, we're going to slowly move our bodies back up. Now this is where you have to take things really easy because your legs have been, particularly abductors and hamstrings. So just remove the cushion and then just gently lift the legs up. Let them slide up gently. Come back round to the front. And just let them relax. And just let the synovial fluid back into the knees. Just take a little bit of a relaxation breath or two. You can have your legs out in front if that makes you feel better, or you can bring your legs into cross legs. Just whatever feels right for you. Taking a couple of nice deep breaths. Okay, so the final couple of postures I want to do is working on a back bend. So I'm going to do something called the saddle, which is also quite similar to Supta Virasana. Now, if you're coming around on your knees, okay, you maybe want to put the cushion behind you. Alright? So, we're going to be coming into sitting. Now, some people can manage to sit and place their bottom in between the legs. Some people maybe just still feel they want to have a little bit of their bottom on the heels. It's entirely up to you what you feel, what your knees are happy with and what your ankles and feet are happy with. Okay? If you want to take it more into full sort of heel pose, alright, you can do, otherwise just stay closely onto your heels. And you just want to sit here for a little bit, just until your quads and the knees and everything are happy with the positioning here, okay? If you want to practice this, you can always put a block underneath your bottom, and we're going to be going back soon. If you don't feel comfortable with that, just work with sitting here and allowing the quads to slowly elongate, and for the knees and the hips to open up. This is an extremely good posture for all the joints around your hips and the knees. So it's good to sit like this in any case. For those who feel happy that they can go back a little bit into a more supine position from here, you've got your cushion there should you need it. You can bring it close into the lower back there, and you're just going to slowly come back, okay? So you can take your elbows down, first of all, stay here for a few breaths until you feel more comfortable to go all the way down. You might want to stay here, in which case just gently take the head back if that feels comfortable for you. And just stay here. Okay? And you can keep your head up obviously as well, but you're not going to be able to surrender quite so easily into the posture. Okay? So the other thing you can do, of course, you can always do a bridge. If you want to back bend and you don't really want to do this, you can do a bridge, of course. Okay? Otherwise, come all the way down if you are feeling quite comfortable. Now, many people will do this without the cushion, and that's okay too. You might want to adjust your bottom just to feel more comfortable in the lower back. But the cushion is quite nice if you're going to stay here for a little while. So just take some breaths. Again, I'm going to stay here for at least a minute, but just remember, if you're coming out early, take the elbows down and the head up. You want to try and come up in one fell swoop rather than coming up to the left or the right. So you want to try and bring your elbows up, hands, and push up from there. Okay, and again come out very slowly. However, if for those of you who are still in this position, just try and get yourself comfy. Breathe, surrender. Just watch where you feel resistance. Try and relax where you feel resistance. And just try and come up when you need to. Hold it steady for as long as you can. Now, I know that some of you will be starting to feel uncomfortable here, okay, so it will come up. Obviously, for those who still want to keep going, then keep going. Because we're kind of at the end of the practice in any case, so you can keep staying in this position if you like. So coming up again slowly. We've been in this position for about at least a minute or so. So you take a deep breath in, take your head up first of all, then take the elbows to the floor. Move the hands up. And then if you can use your core, your hands, push yourself up, back up to seated again. Okay? Just stay here for a breath or two. Okay, now slowly does it. Okay, I'm going to come forward slightly and just bring the legs round. Very slowly. Obviously, you can appreciate how stiff you might feel now after just a minute. So if you were to hold this for more than that, you can appreciate that you need to do things slowly. But you can feel that blood rush and this energy coming back into the legs and the toes. Clearing out all the old gunk that's in there and getting it all cleared out. It's wonderful. Okay, so just stay here for a couple of breaths. And then one final posture, we're just going to do a little butterfly. So we're going to bring the feet together, about 1.5 feet away from the body. Take a nice deep breath in and we'll come forward. And we'll finish our practice here. So again, you can put the cushion there if you want, just to have a little bit of comfort. That's absolutely fine. You just slowly taking some deep breaths here. Just to finish off the practice. Then just slowly bring yourself up and just take yourself, relax, take the cushion aside, bring yourself into a comfortable Sukhasana position, and we'll just end the class as usual with our hands in our heart centre, and we'll make the sound of the universe. Take a deep breath in. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste. Thank you. Well done, everybody. I hope you enjoyed your restorative class. Please do give yourself a Shavasana flow also and really allow the magic of this practice fully integrate into your system. And I guarantee you will feel far more blissful and serene about your day. And if you're doing this class just before bedtime, I can guarantee you an excellent night's sleep. But certainly if you give yourself Shavasana, as always after every yoga practice, it's really important to give yourself that time to integrate the magic. See you next time.